Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
We are back with one of our brilliant women. Yes, that's her. I Am a Brilliant Woman, Volume 1. We're going to talk about her co-authoring an Amazon's bestseller. And don't forget, Tracy Makarenko is, well, she's a healer. She's intuitive. She's a holistic life coach. She actually has two books total. And we're going to talk a little bit about that, all of her work. And just to remind everyone, go to her website, Google her name, because Tracy Makarenko, and that's spelled TracyMakarenko.com, is here to help you. Facebook, Instagram, again, you can get a link there to Amazon to purchase her book, but you might be saying, who is this brilliant lady? I said, well, she's here now. She can explain. Hi.
Hi, Jill. How are you doing?
Okay, I've been suffering with a cold, but I sound worse than I feel at this point. But yeah, it was a rough few days.
Oh, geez. Yeah, well, I'm hoping to do a treatment on you today while we chatter away a little bit if you're
Sure.
open to that.
Absolutely. Anytime, Tracy. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Great,
that.
great. So, I always use my faithful pillow here as my person when I'm doing these long distance healing treatments. So, I'm just going to get started and we can chat away and stuff. But yeah, so Tracy Makarenko, website, Tracy at tracymakarenko.com is my email address.
Yes.
And I've been in the business for about 20 years, started off as a Reiki master, got into cranial sacral therapy and visceral manipulation and brain therapy. Took a couple levels of my shamanic medicine healing, and I'm a certified life coach. So a lot of different things going on. But I love doing the healing. Today we'll do virtual healing on you in my office where I live, which is Nanaimo in BC, Canada. So West Coast. And yeah, and virtually, wherever you are, I can work with you. So it's a lot of fun.
Perfect. Well, we're excited that you're back with us today. And what did you have in mind for everyone?
Well, I'm just going to kind of tap into you, Jill, and see where you're at.
Okay.
And we'll just do some healing and see what's going on. I mean, it sounds like a perfect day. You've been going through a little bit of a head cold or something, you said?
Yeah, I went to the doctor actually Monday to see if it was strep or flu. Nothing. It's a cold, but I have like sinusitis. So every time I get sick, even if it's, they say it's viral, we're not giving you antibiotics, it ends up in my head. And then for the next month, it'll be congested until I get antibiotics. So that's kind of the way it works. But
Wow.
again, the antibiotics really work. No, have I taken them yet? No, I'm trying to let it, do its course. But
Yeah.
yeah, I know I don't feel as sick as I was, so I'm on a mend, but I'll be kind of stuck here for a little while.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for offering to help out.
Yeah. So, how are the boys?
Yep,
Do they get
the
sick?
older one had it the week before, so yeah, he was home from school. So yeah, so I got it from him. But they're
Yeah.
okay now, yes.
Oh, that's good. So it moved through them pretty
Yep,
fast.
it did.
Well, and that's the thing is the older we get, the more things get kind of clogged up in our body. We become like a clogged drain for
Yep.
sure. Things don't move through us quite as well as they did when we were younger. Um, I am tapping into your body right now, and my hand is on one of your lungs.
Oh,
So I would say on the right side of your body, your lung, and then your upper lobe lung. I don't know if you've been having problems with that lung at all on the right side.
no, they checked my back for my breathing. That was on Monday, and they said I sounded clear then, but things could have
Yeah,
changed because again, I'm not on anything.
yeah. Well, and sometimes when our lungs don't work very well, we're not breathing as well as we could, and
Oh,
sometimes we can get sick. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to
okay.
keep working here, and we'll keep
Please,
tapping
please. Hey,
in
my
and
mom died of
chatting.
lung cancer, so you never know. I had my scan done 2 years ago, but you never know if it's something severe
Oh,
as that. But it could be lung issues in the family.
yeah. Well, and each organ carries an emotion. So I mean, our
Yeah.
lungs carry sadness. So, I mean, losing your mom definitely has a sad component to it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you do a lot of talking, so you move that energy in and out of your lungs a lot just with breathing.
True. I didn't think about that. Yes, I do.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about healing is you never know exactly where things are coming from. People, when I work on them, they're, why are you working there? I don't know why I work where I work. It's just I connect in with your higher self and with your angels and your guides, and that I'm just guided to go where I need to on the body. And
Uh,
sometimes it makes sense, and other times it doesn't necessarily make sense until after the release happens, and then hopefully as this releases, you will go, oh, geez, this feels a little different than it did before.
uh-huh.
So, yeah, we'll just see where this is
Sure.
headed. Yeah. So, I mean, part of the spiritual awakening, which is what we've been talking about for the last 3 months or 4 months, is healing. And it happens in a lot of different ways. It happens just as you're walking down the street and you notice a sign that you've never seen on a building before, and you're like, has that always been there?
Yeah.
Has that happened to you?
Of course. It happens all the time. Yes.
And then you find out it's been there forever, but you're awakening to just another level of something around you that you haven't been paying attention to for a long time.
That's funny. My mom's house after she passed years later, and she's been gone 7 years. My sister lives there now with my father. I sit at the kitchen table one day and I'm like, I never saw those flowers. Where are those flowers placed around the clock? I've never noticed my mom, but she's like, Jill, they've been there. And I'm like, I've never seen that in all my years. You start to, you're right.
Yeah. And then what the symbolization, what was that for you around the flowers?
Well, it just meant to me like, wow, mom surprised me with a gift today. And it was just nice. It was like, I don't know how in all my life I never noticed flowers around the clock, like stickers on the wall, but it just felt good. It felt like it was intentional for me. Um, but I don't really know the meaning behind it. I was just excited. Have a little
Yeah.
present.
Yeah, well, that's the present, is that joy, being offered
Yeah.
that joy. Some people don't realize that. I do talk to people on the other side that have family members there, and maybe they're struggling with something. And part of that healing about talking to our loved ones on the other side is accepting maybe an apology, or accepting a gift, or accepting maybe words that they used to say when they were alive.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of different gifts you can get from communicating with people on the other side. Okay, so I don't know if you want to take a big breath in, Jill, and just see if that right side is starting to feel a little different for you. It's kind of through the diaphragm area, but then right up into your shoulder area there. And maybe it's backwards, maybe it's your left side, but it feels like that sometimes does happen.
Okay.
But
Good to know.
do you feel like you're breathing a little bit deeper,
Opener. I feel opener. Yes.
more
And I
open?
sat up more and I taking deeper breaths, which I wasn't. I
Yeah.
tend not to. And I breathe opposite with my stomach sometimes. I notice that
Oh, that's interesting. So your diaphragms are off? What do you mean by that?
because I spent 20 something years working on television. So I was always used to holding my stomach in, even though I'm thin, we all have stomachs. So I
Yeah.
hold in and I breathe differently than most. I don't breathe as deep as most because and my body's kind of used to that. And I catch myself at times when I'm inhaling, it should be expanding and it's opposite. I'm like, wait, what am I? Yeah. So I don't have that good breathing connection down because I think I've been straight away and brought into a bad habit in a sense. Like right now, my stomach's not on camera. So I think I'm breathing normal now. But again, I don't think so because I might have damaged my habit is,
Yeah.
it's not right.
So we have multiple diaphragms. I mean, everyone just thinks of the diaphragm right here at the chest,
Yeah,
but
that's what
we
I
have
thought.
four. We have like a pelvic diaphragm, a
Oh,
stomach diaphragm, a chest diaphragm, and then we actually have one kind of in our head,
Wow.
throat up. So, sometimes when you're breathing, you'll feel like the breath only comes to here. You don't
Uh-huh.
really breathe into your throat. So with you mentioning that, I'm just going to check out the chest
Sure.
diaphragm and the stomach diaphragm. But I remember when I was taking my breath work, that was one of the first courses I took back in 2001. And I wasn't on television, but women tend to not breathe into their stomachs because we were busy holding them in,
Exactly.
and
Yep.
holding our chests out. Like I was a figure skater, and the big thing was, shoulders back, chest out, butts out, so stomach had to be in.
Yep.
So a lot of us have that problem where we just do very, very shallow breaths because we weren't allowed to breathe into certain parts of our body.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, there's definitely tension running across your diaphragm from the lung I was working on, kind of down towards, I would say, kind of down towards the belly button area there. It's kind of twisted in that diaphragm area.
Oh gosh, what do I do?
Nothing, nothing. It's all good. It's all good. Sometimes when first work on somebody, there's a lot of physical dysfunction that needs to be released first. It starts on the physical level, one, so you can trust me and the work that I'm doing, and maybe get connected to spirit and the different frequencies that are coming in, because you have your guides helping and I have my guides helping, and you don't see what's going on, but there's a lot going on. It's like walking into a room of people you don't know for the first time. So sometimes those physical adjustments is kind of where we go first, just because it's the safer place to be. And you know ego's usually pretty strong. It doesn't like too much change too fast. And there's that other part of us that just wants to make sure everything's safe, um, on another level, before we start letting go of all of our emotions or our deeper traumas and stories that are locked in the body. Okay, so this you might actually feel right up into your neck, Jill. It's not releasing quite yet, but it's in what we call a still point. So what happens is everything kind of goes silent and quiet. I don't know if your body feels like it's kind of in a pause.
Well, talking to you, I'm feeling better because I'm more present in thinking about my body right now.
Okay. Yeah, it's a little different when you're also trying to do a podcast and
No,
do a
no.
healing. Oh, okay. So, um, it's like I'm bending your body a little bit forward and twisting it a
Okay,
little
okay.
bit, because there's a jam under that diaphragm.
Oh,
And this is on an energetic level. So, I mean, you do feel these adjustments on the physical level once they happen, but this is really more on that type of level. And maybe it's from sitting or standing a certain way for years. Like, I don't know when you were on television, if you had to, you were always on the left side or the right side facing a certain way,
oh,
or
yeah. That's very funny you said that. Yes, always, yes. Always like so my right, I always have to turn this way to the left. It was emotion always with the green screen behind me this
yeah,
way. But
yeah.
then being honest, doing the podcast, I had some neck trouble 2 years ago. It was bizarre because I never felt this pain in my life, and I finally knew what it felt to have it turned out to be, I guess there's something with the C2 disc, a herniation, but when I tell you pain, and the doctor said it's from sitting in my position. So I ended up getting this fancy dancy chair behind me, which is great. It's more supportive. It's not like the old chair I had, but I just thought about it now. When do I ever sit back and use it? I'm not. I'm a little more hunched forward. I mean, I should be, but then I don't feel as
Well, you might not be after today when we release this diaphragm. It's
okay.
starting
Good,
to
good.
release right now.
Good,
So,
good, good.
so Yeah, it might feel a little different the way you're standing, and
Right.
definitely the way you're talking, the right turning into the left side is exactly what you were doing for years.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's all starting to go. I don't know if it's going quite up into the C2, but it's definitely releasing into your neck.
Okay.
So another big breath in, and maybe try and breathe right into the back, like into your back part of your lungs. Yeah, pulling that diaphragm up. There you go. You noticing anything with your body? Anything different?
Feel straighter. I feel like I'm breathing right all of a sudden. Yeah.
Yeah, more on
Opening up
your sits
and
bones than your than
yeah.
lifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Nice. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna check on your throat here and just see what's going on.
Sure.
Might as well just continue on. So, yeah. Any questions about kind of what we've been chatting about?
How do you sense what I'm feeling is crazy. Just it's I mean, I don't know if you can explain it, but how? How? It just
Well,
like do you feel the pain in my diaphragm? Do you feel the lung pain or is it come to you visually like and you see the lung and you see the pain like
yeah. So, I mean, we've talked about different ways that people are intuitive.
hmm
And so my main gift of intuition is feeling, not only feeling people's emotions, but also feeling what's going on in their body.
yeah.
And so I've always considered myself like, I don't want to take on your stuff. And people are scared about that. Oh my God, I'll take it on. I can't feel what you're feeling. But I've always said that I'm more like a barometer. I can feel what's going on, but it's
Yeah.
not a part of me. So I'm happy to tap into what's going on in your body, but I'm not going to
Okay.
take it away after I'm done working on you or whoever else I'm
Okay.
working on. So yeah, there's that. That's the front of your throat, actually, probably around your thyroid that's causing the stress. It seems more on the back of your throat.
Okay.
So I'll just keep working on that. Um, but yeah, that's always been my gift. And sometimes when I tap into the body and I can feel the physical ailment, um, I'm given a picture. It's like a
Oh,
snapshot. Sometimes it's a little bit of a video clip. So, I move into the position that I feel you're stuck in, and then it's like you mentioned something about, the way you used to work, and it's like, oh, there's that image. That's that image of always turning that way. And so a lot of times I'll be working with people. I'm like, oh, well, when you were 4, it feels like something happened when you were skating or on your bicycle or, the little childhood different things that happen.
yeah.
Or when you were at the playground, you fell off a swing or something. I'll have an image of that. And I'll also kind of feel that in the tissue. And the tissue holds all these memories. And like we talked before, the body wants to heal. If you get a cut on your finger, the body wants to heal. Well, the body wants to heal from all these other traumas and injuries as well. Um, and if there's somebody there, like me, or sometimes it happens spontaneously, the body's like, yes, thankfully, someone's listening. And that's the big thing about the spiritual awakening is when we get to that point where we start listening to our own body and we don't need somebody else to listen to it, we can
hmm
start healing on so many different levels because the body has so much to tell us.
Got it. Mm,
So, do you feel some pressure in your throat, Jill?
a lot.
Different
It,
pressure than before?
oh, okay. I'm like going up towards the nose and the back. So the back of the throat up, not
There,
here.
yeah, something just released in there, it felt like. I don't know if you were to swallow right now, if it kind of feels like things are moving in your
But
throat a little differently.
you want to be honest? This
Yeah.
morning, I felt I could tell something was like a phlegm hanging down really grossly, and I thought I was gonna like it up, and I sat in the sink this morning. I'm like making that horrible noise, trying to get it, and it was totally stuck. I wonder if it's now gone down. I'm like, why
Mm.
can't I just digest it? Why can't it fall into my stomach? Well, not my stomach. Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
wherever
yeah,
it
yeah.
is. But why is it coming? Like get out, and maybe you're dissipating the phlegm.
Well, it could be. What I felt is like
But there's a lot
your
of it in there.
hyoid. There's a hyoid bone back like in your, and it felt
Okay.
like it was jammed a little bit in there, and it felt like it
Okay.
just, so like you swallow, you might not feel like you're like
Okay.
swallowing
Mm-hmm.
over something.
Mm.
Oh, and you have a headache.
Little
Is it
fuzzy.
a little?
Yeah. Yeah.
Feels like it's like in the front.
Yeah.
Not that I'm noticing anyways. Do you get, does your head get sore from wearing the headset so much?
To the point where I've talked to them numerous times about like, hey, can I get it's better quality, it sounds better, I get it, but I would like to be this free because yeah, it's yes. And then I had this chronic ear infection happening like 2 years ago, and I'm like, I really think it's the earphones. And they're like, no, it's not. I said, my doctor says it could be the earphones. Yeah, yeah, it's so funny. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, repetitive stuff definitely can cause issues, like maybe that's why the sinuses are constantly more of an issue is because the pressure that's always put on your head with
Yes.
earphones. But I mean, or headset, but everybody has those things. We
Yes.
all we all work in some industry where there's something that's repetitive. Like for me, I use this one shoulder a lot. You'll see it's raised a lot higher than the other one as I do my work.
Okay.
I do get massage and I do my own kind of work and I get other people to do work just because that is a repetitive thing I do and I need my shoulder, so I need my shoulder to also be healthy.
Hmm.
Yeah. So of course that's where the injury goes is to our weakest point.
Okay.
Yeah. How's your head feeling now?
Light.
Yeah.
Lighter. How is that? I'm thinking about it. Were you really releasing this stuff? This is
No.
feels good.
Yeah.
I believe you. I'm not doubting you, but these are some of the things people might feel too. And they're like, well, how is this happening? It's wow. And I feel I don't burp much, but that was an esophagus burp. Interesting. It's coming up.
Yeah. And that happens quite often when the throat starts opening up. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's gurgling.
Yeah. And stomachs will start making noises because they're
Yep.
relaxing, and there's a lot of like physical things that happen. The big thing about even having a little healing like you have had today, which, might not feel little to you, but maybe the listeners might think, oh, well, that doesn't sound like very much.
But no.
But drink water. I don't know what's in that container, but
Tea,
yeah,
water.
lots of liquid. To just detoxify whatever has been stuck in the tissue so that things can shift out and you don't get any sicker.
Yeah.
Sometimes after healing, people do get kind of like feel like they have a head cold or something
Mm-hmm.
or stomach issues because we actually are detoxing all that junk out of our body that has been sitting there for so long. So anything you want to, follow up with, Jill, on how
Well,
you feel?
what now? Okay, when you're going through this process, and now here I am, right? Is there anything I could drink liquids? What should I do after the healing session? Is there, I mean, something that I'm supposed to do tonight? Should I be practicing on my breath now deeper? Should I be, is there?
Absolutely. Like everyone should be working on
Okay,
breath, If you can do like 4 or 5 breaths in and then 4 or 5 breaths out, and you do it without a pause. It's not like you breathe in, you hold it, la 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 la, then you
got
breathe
it.
out,
Mm-hmm.
and you breathe. It's like you breathe in 4 counts or 5 counts, and you breathe out 4 or 5 counts, like equal, whatever you pick, 4 and 4, 5 and 5. That exercise is
Wow.
amazing because you're balancing your inhales with your exhales. Your inhales is what you take into your body, and your
Okay.
exhales is what you give away. So you want to be making sure that whatever you take in, whatever you're receiving from others, is about the same amount as what you're giving away of yourself to others. So that exercise itself is just, we could talk about that for a whole hour, probably.
Okay.
So breathing is always a great thing to do. But the big thing is to try to not fall back into your old ways where whatever has been healed
Slumping. Mm-hmm.
is going to be different. So you don't want to be finding yourself standing where you're twisting again the other way.
Okay.
I always tell my clients if they can have a Epsom salt bath later, it'll help with the healing.
Okay.
Continuing, it'll just go on and on a little bit longer. It's also very relaxing, you know, just being aware of your body, over the next few days, just pay attention to how you feel and if it feels different.
All
Um,
right.
and other
Thank you.
awarenesses that maybe open up because, everything's connected. So if one thing opens up, oh my gosh, now maybe your lower back doesn't feel as tight because now your upper diaphragm has been loosened and you're not strained in one direction or the other.
All right.
That,
Well,
that all
thank
makes
you.
sense?
Totally does. Thank you so much, Miss Tracy Makarenko. Tell us how we can reach out to you, please.
Yeah. You can find me on my website, tracymakarenko.com, TRACYMAKARENKO.com. Same name. You can find Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. You can find my books, Moving from the Outside In, on Amazon, along with the one I co-authored called I'm a Brilliant Woman. And yeah, go to my website. I have workshops coming up all the time. You can go there to find out more about my healing treatments and my coaching sessions.
Oh,
And or you can email me at tracymakarenko.com.
perfect. Thank you so much. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for this mini healing session and for letting us occupy your space and helping me. Thank you very, very much today. That was very kind.
Thank you, Jill. I really appreciate being able to
Same
work
here.
with
You have a beautiful day, a great weekend, and I'll see you next week, Tracy.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.